I'm Brenda Caldwell, aka Dr. B. Welcome to the Hope Zone, moving you from a place of hopelessness and brokenness to a place of healing and wholeness, a place where hope is alive to bring you more peace, more joy, more freedom, and more understanding of your God-given purpose. Let's enter the Hope Zone. Hi, and welcome into another edition of the Hope Zone with me, Brenda Caldwell, aka Dr. B. I am so excited for you to be with me on today. Just thanking God. I really am. You're in the Hope Zone where there's hope for every situation. And I'd love for you to subscribe to the podcast. If you are brand new, welcome in. So excited and grateful to have you today. You can hit that notification button and you will be notified every week. Every Monday, we upload a brand new dose of hope. I'm so thankful and so grateful. To my producer, J. Bernard Carter, my goodness, I appreciate you. You are such a treasure and gift to me. You take care of this podcast. And now, J. Bernard, we're now up to number 129 podcasts. He has been with me from the beginning. Thankful to him and to Jay Fun, who turns our podcast into shorts. I'm so grateful for you, Jay Fun, as well. You got to appreciate your team. You got to appreciate the team. Yes, you do. All right. So today we're talking about this. We're talking about being freed from the Chameleon Complex. What does that mean? Being freed from what's known as the chameleon. I just termed it the Chameleon Complex. And so as I talk about that, if you've been following me, then you know that my brand new book is out. I'm excited, and it is called, Hey World, You Don't Define Me. Exposing the Not Good Enough Lie. That's the subtitle of the book. I'm excited about this book. God is showing me that this book will be, it will be a bestseller. It will be my bestseller. This is my third book. So either way it goes, it'll be a bestseller. But it's not so much that it's going to sell millions, but it's needed by millions. It's a book that God himself ordained. I am grateful to the Father. I'm going to read an excerpt from the book. I'm sharing a few excerpts just to give you an idea, because the book is written in two parts. It's written, the first half of the book is about exposing lies and helping us understand how we have these faulty foundations of believing wrong things about ourselves and how that affects our life and how things from our past can so impede us and keep us stuck. And then once we deal with the lies, saying goodbye to the lies and hello to the truth, then we enter into understanding, my God, that there's a book about you. So if you've never written a book, if you've always wanted to write a book and you don't have time, no worries. There's already a book about you. So Hey World explains and teaches how there is already a book about you in heaven and how that book is being played out and what your gifts are, how God designed you, like literally understanding your DNA, your God design, understanding literally how God created you, how he designed you, why you think the way you do, how you're motivated, all of those things. But it all leads to discovering your why. Who am I? What is my why? And what is my purpose? If you've ever wanted to know that, Hey World, You Don't Define Me offers all of that in that book. I am so thankful, so grateful. You can get the book on Amazon. Absolutely. Don't just get it for yourself, get it for somebody else. I'm saying all of this because this book is a mandate that God placed in my heart and my life. And I feel like if I went home to be with the Lord and, if my time was up, I want to live strong. Some people focus on living long. I am trying to focus more on living strong. I want to live in such a way that every day I'm leaving something that can be a blessing long after I am here. So if I can drop a book, I can drop a teaching or something, a podcast or something that somebody years from now can still take part in and receive and be blessed and receive hope, then that will have fulfill my purpose in coming to this earth. So I want to read to you, when we talk about a chameleon, A chameleon. Let me just read. This is page 62 of the book. Actually, I'll read a little bit from the new book. This is on page 62. It's called the Chameleon Complex. It says many people struggle with this issue. People pleasing can be equated to what I call the chameleon complex. A chameleon is a highly specialized lizard that can change colors to fit any environment and to adapt into any environment in fear of adapt to any environment in order to survive. Okay. But it's always masquerading its identity. So when you have the chameleon complex, it really means that you are a people pleaser and you want to fit in so well. So in one group, you may act like this. In another group, setting around another different people, you may act like this. You may, again, because you're trying to conform, because you really want to be accepted, want to be liked, want to be, you just want to be a part of it, of the group. And so you lose yourself. You lose your true identity trying to fit in. All right. Because again, the world almost forces us to do that, right? It's like we are forced to think that we're not good enough just being, or we're not just enough being ourselves. So a little bit more about this. It says that we hide our true selves because we're afraid that who we really are, afraid that who we really are at the core of our being is not, quote, good enough to be accepted or valued as our authentic self. We become bound by what people think of us, and as we are afraid of doing something that's out of the box. Because why? Because people may not like it or approve of it. How many times have you had an idea? Asking you, like the book is asking, how many times have you had an idea that you thought was a good idea until until you told someone else about it? Would you be in business? Would you be a business owner today had you not changed your plan to please your parents or family members who thought it was a crazy idea? People pleasing makes you hide your true self out of fear of being rejected. It makes you afraid to speak up, afraid to express your true feelings, as if everyone else's feelings matter more than yours. So we're talking about, this is an excerpt. This is page 62 of the new book. Hey world, hey world, you don't define me. Talks about this chameleon complex. And I'm telling you, there's a lot that we can get delivered of. When you're talking about people pleasing, that chameleon complex is just that. It's being like that lizard that can just mold and blend in and change colors and trying to fit in. You wanna fit in to please your parents, want to fit in to please other people, want to fit in at work and all of that. And then we're afraid to just be our true selves, afraid to say no to somebody, afraid to speak our own truth, afraid to somebody ask you, what do you want to eat? You're driving in the car. If you have the chameleon complex, well, what do you want to eat? It doesn't matter to me. It's okay. It doesn't matter. No, it does matter. It does matter. God created every last one of us with the ability to choose. Every last one of us have what's called volition. We have the ability to choose. And so we should not give ourselves over to just being anything and accepting anything in order to just be accepted or to feel good enough, or to feel like we're liked, or feel like we don't want to ruffle the feathers. We don't want anybody to get mad at us. Sometimes people will get mad, but they'll be strong. Hopefully they'll live long. That chameleon complex, I deal with this in this new book, Hey World, You Don't Define Me. And I go into much detail about how to overcome this people-pleasing spirit. I will say this. I talk in this book about what we can get delivered of, and how wonderful it is to get delivered of drugs, how wonderful it is to get delivered of food addiction, how wonderful it is to be delivered from alcohol addiction, how wonderful it is when we're finally delivered from pornography addiction, or whatever, some kind of addiction or stronghold or issue. It's wonderful to get delivered of those. But I'll tell you this, what is the greatest thing that you can be delivered of? The greatest thing that you can be delivered of in this life? Read the book and find out. That's what I want you to do. I want you to read the book and find out and discover the greatest thing that you can truthfully be delivered of. In this new book, Hey World, You Don't Define Me. You see, I believe that it's becoming a movement. I believe that by the power of God, that when I say a movement, I believe that this book is ordained by God to spark the inspiration and the conviction in other people to realize that we have been played by the world. When I say the world, I mean our culture, our society, the world at large, the world of marketing, the world of advertising, the world of social media. Come on, the world of family, the world of church, the world of work, all these different quote worlds that we live in. But the larger world is the world that influences us day by day by day. And that's the world of media in all these different forms. And what happens is we've been conditioned to believe that we need to fit within some kind of box, and we need to just act like and be like everybody else in order to be enough. And I'm here to tell you that the world can't define you. The world doesn't define your gifts. The world doesn't define us, because the world did not design us. And that's important to understand. And so this whole chameleon complex, this people pleasing, if you want to be delivered from people pleasing, and you know if you struggle with people pleasing, you know if that's a real stronghold in your life, you know if people pleasing has a hold over you. And if it does, I'm so sorry, because it causes so much stress when you're trying to please people, when you're trying to please your family, your friends, you're trying to please your spouse, you're trying to please, you lose yourself trying to please everybody else. Do you feel that way? Have you ever felt like you've lost yourself trying to fit in, trying to please, trying to be everything to everybody? And then you feel like at the end of the day, you're just depleted. Or in a relationship, you're so busy trying to please your significant other that you forget that your opinion matters. My God. You forget that you even have rights. Oh my God. You forget that you have a right to change your mind. You have a right to say no to something you don't want to do. You have a right. You have a right. But the chameleon complex does not want you to believe that you have a right. It wants you to say to suffocate with a like a noose around you. Around your mind that makes you feel that you've got to go like a puppet and do everything to make everybody else happy. And it doesn't work. It's not healthy for you at all. So the book teaches how to be delivered, how to be freed from the chameleon complex. It is time for us to be freed. And he whom the Son sets free is truly free indeed. It's important that you know and recognize that Jesus died on the cross for you to be delivered of anything that has a hold over you, anything that has you bound, anything that has you stuck. You have the power to be delivered. Talking about being delivered from people. I mean, it's just something that how people are the ones that put us in bondage so many times. And I call it I guess the 6 F's or something of that. We focus on people. Fallen, who are people? Fallen, fallible, fickle, finite, fallen flesh. Let me say that again. Fallen, fallible, fickle, finite, fallen flesh, better known as people. It's people that are the ones that put us in bondage. It's people that are the ones that at the end of the day cause pain. And we are people. And so we may have caused pain. We may have caused hurt. We may have injured. You have to come clean and be real. Be real. I mean, we do, even if it's, unintentional. But it's so important to recognize that we have the power to be freed. We have the power to be delivered. We have the power to be made whole. We have the power to really be set free of people. We really do. We really and truly do. When we're caught up in the chameleon complex, we're really making an idol out of people. And God says he will have us to have no other gods before him. Anybody that's on our mind, anytime we're more concerned about pleasing a human being than we are pleasing God, that's idolatry. That's sin. That's something we need to acknowledge. We need to repent of. We need to confess. The Bible says confession is good for the soul. 1 John 1:9 says if you confess your sin, the Father is faithful and just to forgive you and actually to cleanse you from all unrighteousness. So we have to come clean. We have to let God search our heart because it is not his will for us to be people pleasers. It's not his will. I mean, the song that says, my good and faithful servant, job well done. I want to hear one day before, eternity, that I pleased the Father, that I did my work, that I did that I was sent to the earth to do. I would love to hear my good and faithful servant, job well done. God says that, the only way to really please him is with faith. So operating in faith pleases God, but it's not God's will for us to be people pleasers. It's not. I'll close with this scripture. Paul says in Galatians 1:10, actually, Paul says, ask a question. He says, am I trying to please men? He says, am I trying to win the approval of men or of God? Then he says, am I trying to please men? He says, Paul said, if I'm still trying to please men, if I were still trying to please men, he said, I would not be a bondservant of Christ. So Paul breaks that down. In other words, Paul is saying, listen, if I'm going to be trying to please people and humans, then I'm not going to please God. So I choose to live my life to please the Father. I want to do what I was sent to the earth to do. I say that to you as well. Don't be a people pleaser. Be a God pleaser. That's a word. That's a word. And so as I close out today, I want you to be encouraged. I do want you to order the book, Hey World, You Don't Define Me, by Brenda Caldwell, on Amazon. You can get the ebook. You can get the paperback copy. Don't just order one for yourself. Order one for somebody else, somebody that you want to inspire, somebody that you love, somebody that you care about, somebody that you want to also know that the world, you want them to know that the world doesn't define them. You want them to be delivered. You want them to discover their purpose. You want them to know their value, their worth. You want them to be freed from lies from their past. Be a blessing to somebody. Would you do that? Would you do that? I'm excited about the movement. I am. And if you're anywhere near the Memphis area on October the 25th, I will be having a book signing, an official book signing at the Kroc Center on Saturday, October the 25th from 2 to 4 p.m. I'm excited and grateful and thankful to God for that. So anyway, I am excited about being back on next week. But I always say, listen, go to my website to see what's going on at drbempowers.com. And I always say this in closing. In a world full of darkness, there's always a reason to have hope. So I want you to do this. Hold on to hope like it's a piece of rope. Until next time. I'm so glad you made it to the end of the podcast. If the Hope Zone is making a positive difference in your life, please subscribe to the show so you don't miss the next episode. Leave a review, and most of all, share it with your friends. And remember, from your worst day to your best day, there's hope in every situation.